All rise.
This is Deeper Than Money. Talk to me. I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
If he is not going to honor you, he needs to be gone.
Compassionate.
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
She's powerful.
If I were in this situation, I would have put you out too.
And she's on the bench.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
That's what I do.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. James Morales is suing Pamela Gonzalez in the amount of $1,275.59. Mr. Morales claims his girlfriend's meddling pal got in the middle of a lover's spat and says Ms. Gonzalez smashed a bottle over his head.
This is complicated. I read the complaint. I mean, we're talking about some serious issues here. You are suing the defendant saying that she assaulted you and that you're saying that she owes you some $1,200. She says it's self-defense based on the answer that was filed with the court. All right, how do you all even know each other?
She's friends with my girlfriend, Tasha.
All right, and so what happened?
She butted into something she shouldn't have butted into.
What do you mean she butted into something she shouldn't have butted into?
We had an argument, me and Tasha. Tasha and Pam went out to go have some brunch.
Okay, so Tasha's in the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you and Tasha were dating?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so you and Tasha, something happened. What happened?
So we got in an argument once Pam and Tasha came back to the house for some brunch. Pam isn't the best influence on Tasha. I don't really think they're the best friends for each other. Pam is always getting into some stuff she shouldn't be getting herself into, and she's always around all these different men.
My relationships have nothing to
Okay.
do with what you did to Tasha. Leave that out of this.
Okay. Tasha came back from brunch smelling like another guy's cologne, and this isn't the first time this has happened. So me and Tasha, we got in an argument.
He put his hands on her, Judge.
That's.
Wait a minute now, it's the difference between getting into a verbal argument and then physically putting your hands on somebody. What happened?
I didn't hurt her, Your Honor. And
Wait, that's not the question. That was not the question. There's a difference between a physical contact and a verbal argument.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a chance to tell me exactly what happened, and then I'm going to hear from Pamela. What happened?
What happened is that I'm not an abuser. She's trying to come out here and make it seem
Did I
like...
ask you that? I
Yeah.
asked you what happened. Why can't you just answer me directly?
We got in an argument. I've been going through a lot, and maybe I let my emotions get the best of me.
I'm going to ask you one more time. What the hell happened?
Maybe I just grabbed a little bit too hard.
Start from the beginning and tell me what happened.
She came home
She came home.
with Pam from...
She had been with Pam. They'd been out to a brunch. You and Tasha got into an argument.
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened? I need to know step by step by step. Don't tell me maybe I lost my emotions. I want to know what happened.
Me and Tasha are talking in the living room. Like I said, this is something that has happened before. We're talking about the situation. We're talking for a few minutes, and then one thing has led to another.
And he put his hands on her, Your Honor.
And then once I had to grab Tasha, that's when Pam comes over and gets herself into the situation. So she had no reason to be putting herself in a situation.
Well, maybe she
Tasha,
did if
what-
you were grabbing on Tasha. What happened, Pam?
Yes, Your Honor. So I was acting in self-defense for myself and my friend Tasha.
What happened? Tell me, walk it through step by step.
Yes. So we got back to the house from brunch, and as soon as we got back, James started saying that he smelled cologne on Tasha, like he always does, because he always wants to find something wrong that she's done so he can just continue to make anything that she does wrong. And then, so they start getting into an argument. I stay back because I don't want to get involved in it. I want to let them figure out their problems. But then he started getting closer and angrier with her, and then he grabbed her. So I came over into the situation. I tried to separate them. He pushes me back. So now I know that I have to protect her because she's stuck in this situation.
What are you protecting her from?
You put her hands on her.
But
What am I supposed to do? Just let it?
I wasn't hurting her.
Not this time. What happens next time when I'm not there and it's just you two? I won't stand there and just let my friend become another news story.
Okay.
And I can't just stay there.
She was good.
No, she wasn't.
Is this a pattern? No, I won't ask that question. Let me ask it more directly. Has this happened before?
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
Have you ever put your hands on her?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of James Morales, who is suing Pamela Gonzalez for medical expenses.
Have you ever hit her?
I have not, Your Honor.
That is your sworn testimony that you have never, ever hit her.
I would never lay my hands on Tasha.
Have you ever pushed her?
I pushed her, Your Honor, but I would never hit Tasha.
Have you ever put your hands on her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me the circumstances. What did you do?
I didn't punch her. I didn't slap her. I pushed her. She had fell to the floor. But that was the most of the situation.
And that only happened one time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been verbally abusive to her?
That has been the case, Your Honor.
How often?
I try not to let it be often, but sometimes things slip.
How often? I'm asking you direct questions. I want to know the answers. How often?
Maybe every day.
Abuse comes in lots of different forms. It doesn't always have to be physical. It doesn't have to be a punch. It doesn't have to be a slap. It doesn't have to be throwing somebody down a flight of steps. It can be verbal. It can be emotional. All right, Tasha, let me hear from you. Stand up, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened? What happened when Pam had to intervene that day?
Well, first of all, Pam is like a sister to me, and I know that everything she does is for my benefit and to help me. When we got home, I could tell that James was already in a bad place. He's been going through a hard time since he lost his job.
How long ago did he lose his job?
Lost his job about
8-9 months ago.
Before
8 or 9 months ago.
Before the incident, yeah, so it's been about 1.5 years now. And so we get in.
And how long have you all been in a relationship together?
We've been together for 3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So when we come in, Pam and I were having a great time. And then when he hugged me, he said that he smelled another man's cologne on me, which, baby, I wasn't doing anything. I swear to God, it was just a brunch with the girls. And so he was upset, and he was talking to me and accusing me of cheating. And he got heated, and I know that he would never do anything to hurt me.
No, I won't.
He was getting closer to me, and Pam felt that there was a threat. And when she tried to intervene, he was very mad that she was trying to get in the middle of it, and he pushed her.
Pam said, though, that he put his hands on you first before she intervened.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did he put his hands on you?
He kind of just, like he always does, he just kind of grabs me by the shoulders, but it's nothing that bad.
I don't hurt you. I don't hit you.
This is so typical of people in situations that are not healthy. I put my hands on her, but I would never hurt her. This has been going on for a long time, Tasha. So when Pam intervened, what happened to Pam?
She got pushed back.
And then what happened next?
Next thing I know, I see a bottle breaking over James' head.
What happened, Pam?
Yes, Your Honor. So after he pushed me, I went and got a bottle that was closest to me because that was the only thing I could think of that would separate Tasha enough to where she had enough space to get away.
You need to break a bottle from a head okay. That wasn't necessary.
Your Honor, I had to do what I had to do to protect my friend.
You weren't protecting anybody from nothing. Nothing was even going on.
You put your hands on her and you have been abusing her emotionally and tearing her down for years.
If things were that bad,
It started out small. You would just do a little insults, no harm, no foul to anyone else, but I noticed every single step.
Okay.
And then it slowly started getting more and more physical.
But
I saw a light
we're still
diminish
together.
in her
Yeah, but we're still
every
together.
single day.
Yeah, but we're still together. If I'm that bad of a person.
From your manipulation.
Well, that's the question. That is the question. I mean, you by your own testimony, James, have said that there's something that goes on every single day. That ought to be a real red flag.
I'm not forcing Tasha, Your Honor, to stay with me. I'm not manipulating her. If anything, that's Pam doing that to Tasha. Before this, Tasha was on my side.
Because she's scared.
She's not scared.
She's not going to tell you she's scared. And
Trust
I'm
me,
going to
we
do what
talk.
I have
We
to do
talk.
to protect her.
You're not protecting her for nothing. We're good. This case ain't about me and Tasha. This is about you breaking a glass over my head. So,
What
Which
kind
I
of
did in
What
self-defense.
kind of injuries did you sustain in this situation, James? Tell me. You have some evidence?
I do, Your Honor.
Let me see it.
Right.
I'm going to rule on the money, but I've got a lot to say. As you might imagine, I'm going to have a whole lot to say. So you went to the hospital. Describe your injuries to me.
I got a big gash on the back of my head, Your Honor, about 2 inches long.
Did you have to have stitches?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you have insurance?
I was covered, but it didn't cover all the bills that were on that.
So this is after the insurance paid. This is what was left.
Yes, Your Honor.
Coming up,
It's never a situation where people start off saying that they meant to hurt you. But all the signs are there. That something is happening negative in this relationship every single day.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of James Morales, who is suing Pamela Gonzalez for medical expenses.
All right, obviously, I'm going to rule on the money, but I really need to talk to you all about this. Statistically, 1 out of every 3 women in this country have suffered some kind of domestic violence abuse. And when I say violence, I don't mean necessarily all physical, but when we talk about 1 in 3, we're talking about literally 1 in 3 who have been physically abused. Right? I don't know what the stats are for the women who have been emotionally or verbally abused, but I do know that the stats say that 1 in 3 women in this country have suffered some kind of abuse in a domestic relationship. And we find domestic relationships with people that you're close to. You know, it could be your spouse, it could be your boyfriend, it could be a friend, it could be anybody that you have a close relationship with. That's how we define this period. It's never a situation where people start off saying that they meant to hurt you. And what happens, and I'm not saying that this is necessarily going to happen with James, but all the signs are there. That something is happening negative in this relationship every single day.
But I'm working on that, Your Honor.
Based on, and we're going to work on this for sure, based on not your testimony, not Pam's testimony, James's testimony. You have said that something negative happens every single day.
Coming up,
I'm really worried now more about you, Tasha. And you've got to really rethink this. Either you all need to get into some serious counseling, or you need to move on.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of James Morales, who is suing Pamela Gonzalez for medical expenses.
When I was growing up, the big thing about birth defects in this country and people in this courtroom who may be as old as I am will remember that there used to be the March of Dimes, and we would go and put dimes in a canister to fight polio. You know what the big threat is now? It is a woman being pregnant and being abused by a partner that's causing serious birth defects. How different the world stands. We've eradicated polio, but we haven't done enough about domestic violence. I'm really worried now more about you, Tasha. Either you all need to get into some serious counseling or you need to move on.
We talk about counseling. We're working on it.
What do you mean? Tell me what you mean when you say you're working on it.
So now I'm starting to talk to a therapist. Before I had trouble with talking with other people, and so I just hold everything in. Now I'm talking to a therapist twice a week.
How long have you been talking to a therapist?
For 3 months now.
How many months?
3 months.
But this happened after 3 months. This happened after you went into therapy, yes? Yes. Yes. I know the answer. The answer is yes.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
Man, what are you thinking?
Tasha knows she always has a place to stay.
Exactly, so if she wanted to, then she would have. She's fine.
No, I don't recognize her anymore because of what you've done.
Okay. This
So she
isn't
doesn't
about
think
us.
she can leave.
All I want is to get my medical bills paid, so.
Well, you don't get your medical bills paid. Let's get that straight right now. I'm not gonna give you a dime. I think this is justified in the situation.
This makes no sense.
Maybe a little heavy-handed. You're not gonna get a dime. And I don't like your attitude anyway. I don't like your attitude. It's like she wants to be with me. I'm good for her. I don't mean to hurt her.
This doesn't change the fact that she hit me over the head with a bottle.
And it doesn't change the fact that I'm not giving you a dang gone damn dime.
Okay.
You got that? Your attitude sucks in here. It really does. And you may be in love with him, but this is a big price to pay for love. I am denying your claim. You need to put yourself first because this is not going to get better without there being some serious intervention and some help for both of you. There's nothing further. The plaintiff's claim is denied for the reasons I have stated. We'll stand adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied. Domestic violence impacts millions in the U.S. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men experience severe physical violence from an intimate partner in their lifetime. But abuse is more than physical. It can also be emotional, sexual, digital, and financial. Recognizing the warning signs of abusive and controlling behavior is important. The hotline can help. Call 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. Text START to 88788 or chat thehotline.org. This has been a production of Allen Media Group.